One of the biggest real estate platforms out there has just predicted that San Diego home prices are going to fall year over year going into 2026. How much are they predicting it's going to fall? Has this happened in the past? And what should we be looking out for if you are looking to potentially buy or sell in the next year right here in San Diego? We're going to get into all that. As always, I'm Chris Erickson. We got a real estate crew right here in San Diego. And if you guys are thinking about making a move, you want to start that conversation, you can book a call directly with us in the description below, or you could call, text, or email because we got your back when making the move here in San Diego. So Zillow forecasts San Diego home values to drop for the first time in years. Zillow predicts San Diego County home values will drop 1.1% in a year. Now, what would that look like on the price range wise? Right now, April 2025, the median sales price was sitting at $915,000. So if it did drop by 1.1%, we're gonna go down to $935,000. So you can see about $10,000 off the mark from where we are right now. And they say home values in San Diego County will drop 1.1% by March 2026 in the latest from their home value index. While the decrease is small, it's notable because no other major forecasters have said home prices or values would drop. And it's been 2 years since the Seattle-based housing website forecast turned negative. And they're not just saying it for San Diego, they're going other places as well. We just happen to be in the lower end of it. They're going to say national home values will drop by 1.7%. San Diego was on the lower end, and San Francisco home values were going to drop about 5.2%. Minneapolis down 4.2%. And Denver down 4.1%, Houston down 3.1%. They're doing their numbers a little bit differently than the one we just saw, but the forecast is a bit different than straight home value price prediction. It goes beyond the median sale. So they're taking out the top third and the bottom third. They're averaging the middle third of home values. So taking out any of those outlier homes here in San Diego. And it said that they're using actually average home price. So the average home value here in San Diego in late March across all housing types was $953,831. So up 2.3% in a year. And so if we're using theirs, $953,831, we're going to times that by 1.1% down, and you're still looking about $943,000 as the average price right here in San Diego. And one thing about all these predictions and all these reports, they're running through their own data. They're changing constantly. Even the last update that Zillow did put out, they were saying that home prices here in San Diego were going to be up 1.7%. So quite the swing. So what happened from February to March? Zillow says the number of homes greatly increased. So the number of homes on the market has gone up significantly here in San Diego, and that reduces the competition. It spreads out the buyers, but there's also less demand out there. So with less competition, it avoids those bidding wars, driving up the home values, and the affordability metrics tumbled. So what can people actually afford purchasing a home right here in San Diego? So this is just one metric, new listings. We're actually going to check out active listings, which is going to compile the new listings plus listings that are still on the market that have been potentially sitting for a little bit. But just to give you a little context, April 2025, we saw 3,552 new listings, which was higher than any point in 2024 and way above anything in 2023. And so new listings usually peak out sometime in that May, June, July timeframe. That's like when we see the most sellers putting their homes on the market here in San Diego. And right now we are in April. So you could likely see the number of new listings going into May, June, potentially even July continue to be on an upswing. But we are up 12.4% compared to last year. Now, something more important is going to be the active listings. How many homes are actually on the market, including those new listings? Right now, we're on an uptrend, 5,712 homes that are on the market. Compare that to where we peaked out in September of last year, 6,090. So we're not quite there, but compared to where we were April of 2024, it's actually way down here. So just over 4,500 homes were on the market. Now we're well over 5,700. So up 26% compared to last year. So that's what the Zillow report was saying. This number will likely continue to rise going into those next months as we see more homes build up, and that just spreads out the competition. Now a little bit on the demand side, how much demand is out there. Now, we've seen this over the past few months, and we have a few listings on the market. We're just kind of calculating, okay, how many showings are we having compared to where we were at a few years ago? And the numbers are definitely down. During that first weekend, you might get a few showings, and then it trickles throughout the next few weeks. The market times have been going up on specific areas and specific price points. There's always going to be areas and specific houses that are going to sell fast, that are going to have some competition, but it's really coming down to neighborhood, price point, location, all that kind of stuff. So we were just working with some clients. We were working with them on the buy side, and it was under a $900,000 home, and there was actually 4 offers on the home. Now, a few of the places that we have listed are 1.5 and up, and those are getting a little bit less of that competition, a little bit less showings, and the pendings, actual homes that are going under contract, is down a little bit. We're actually down 0.7%, so just under 1% compared to a year ago. Now you'll see this go a little bit choppy. It's not usually as we go up into the summertime, it's okay, this month might be a little more, this month might be a little bit less. So we'll see where this trend continues. It's a little bit less than we were in March, but comparing to just the last few years where we did see this mark here, we've been kind of right around this level for a long time as far as the peak goes. We're nowhere near where we were in 2022, 2021, and 2020 when we saw closing in on 4,000 homes pending during those specific months. And the pending homes give us a good indicator of kind of where we are as far as demand out there. If we see this jump up a lot, that means there's a lot more competition. It's taking some of that inventory, some of the active listings off the market quicker. But as you can see right now, it is down a bit. Now, have we seen this before where home prices have actually gone down year over year? Obviously, yes, we have. As we're looking at the home price index throughout the years going back to 1975, you can see it doesn't look like much, but like some of these little areas, if we zoom in from like 1990 to about 1996, you can see home prices did fall during that time. Obviously, during the 2006 going to for quite a while, you can see we saw that big downturn all the way and down until about 2012 before it did start picking back up. Even in some of these little times in here, it doesn't look like it on the chart, but when we zoom in, you can see there was some fluctuation in home prices here in San Diego. And so here's all the times that we did see home prices drop. This is taking that chart and putting it just on, on the paper here. April 1st, 1976, we saw a 2.9% drop. October 1st, 1980, 1981, 1982, 1983, 1993, 94. You could see there's been a lot of times, especially in that 2006 through 2008 range, into 2009, into even 2011. Now, when you think of that time, you're like, yeah, home prices dropped, but we always say it was like the 2008 housing crash, but there's actually a lot more involved with that. So you can see definitely over time, even the most recent one was October 1st, 2022, almost down 2%. During that time, we did see interest rates jump significantly, going closer to that 8% range. And mortgage rates have definitely played a big amount on the demand out there as far as how many buyers are in the market. Where are they comfortable at? Right now, mortgage rates are definitely going up a little bit, again, approaching that 7% range. When we see the market open up a little bit, we get closer to this 6.5% range. So as we drop into this range, you'll see more buyers out in the market. As we go up closer to, well, definitely above 7, but closer to, 7.5, 7.25, anything with a 7 handle on it, it does slow down the market a little bit. And more importantly, I think kind of the stability of the interest rate market. If we're seeing big fluctuations, yeah, it's going to pull some buyers out. It's a little bit hard to kind of calculate what you can afford if you're shopping right here in October, and then by the time, and it's 6.26%, by the time you find a home, it's 7.02%. That's a big swing in your monthly payment. So more stability, I think the more buyers will come out into the market. And then definitely once we get, into that close to that 6.5% range, I think we'll see some more buyer demand out there, a little bit more affordability. And so they finish off, most home price forecasts are not as current. JP Morgan research said in February, it predicted house prices will rise 3% this year. And 13 out of the 14 members of the San Diego Union Tribune's Econometer panel in December forecasted rising prices for 2025. The most recent forecast besides Zillow came from Fannie Mae in March, where it predicted nationwide home prices would rise 4.1% in 2025 and 2% in 2026. Its forecast was largely based on the belief that mortgage rates would end the year at 6.2% and prompt more buyers to test out the market. And so as a home buyer or a home seller, let's go to the buyer side first. We're definitely seeing a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more softness in the market. Yes, interest rates are getting a little bit higher as well, but there is opportunities out there where you can get some concessions on the home, where you can get a little bit more negotiating power. There's definitely less offers out there. So it's starting to move a little bit, not necessarily into a buyer's market, but moving into where buyers do have a little bit more leverage in the situation. And for sellers, pricing is still super important. You don't want to be chasing the market and overpricing your home. That you're going to get a lot less showings. You're probably not going to get any offers. That was the situation a few years ago. You could kind of price it a little bit aggressive, a little bit above the market, and you're still going to sell it. You're still probably going to get multiple offers in the situation, driving the price even higher. But that's not necessarily what we are seeing right now. So as we go forward, if you guys want to start that conversation and figure out your specific situation, I'm Chris Erickson. We got a real estate crew here in San Diego, and we got your back when making the move here in San Diego.